Senator Johnny Isakson, R. Georgia, in 2014. David Goldman AP, by Jennifer Rubin. Jennifer Rubin, opinion writer reporting from a center-right perspective. Email bio follow opinion writer September 5. It was hardly the most stunning or worrisome revelation from Bob Woodward's new book, Fear, Trump in the White House. It did, however, finally stir some Republicans, for whom few allegations about the president have previously had credence. The Post reports, in the forthcoming chronicle of President Trump's White House, Fear, Woodward writes that the president privately called Attorney General Jeff Sessions a traitor, saying, "This guy is mentally retarded. He's this dumb southerner. He couldn't even be a one-person country lawyer down in Alabama. I'm a southerner. People can judge my intellect, my IQ, by my product, and what I produce, rather than what somebody else says." Sen. Johnny Isakson, R. Georgia, said in an interview, "We're a pretty smart bunch. We lost the Civil War, but I think we're winning the economic war since then. I'm not gonna get into name-calling, because I don't think you should be allowed to call names, including the president," he added. That's rich coming from a senator who has supported the president despite insults directed at the disabled. John McCain, a federal judge of Mexican heritage, Mexican immigrants, shithole countries in Africa, women, the media and hundreds of others. Senator Richard C. Shelby, R. Alabama, also perked up. "Well, I'm sure I've got that accent, wouldn't you think?" As for calling Sessions retarded, Shelby bristled. "I think that's strong words. I think Sessions is a very smart man and a man of integrity. I would disagree with the president on that. Too bad he didn't condemn Trump for calling so many African Americans low IQ." Sen. James M. Inhofe, R. Oklahoma, miraculously discovered the impact of ethnic stereotypes. "I'm a southerner too. I think it's not at all appropriate," he said. "It's totally inappropriate." At least Senator Bob Corker, R. Tennessee, who denounced the remarks as unbecoming and acting to degrade our nation, has spoken up before to condemn Trump's rants. The Southern senators understand all too well how the president's seething contempt for his base plays back home. They were fine when Trump in effect insulted Southern voters' intelligence by spouting screwy conspiracy theories and outright lies. They just don't want him verbalizing his low regard for their intelligence. Moreover, what these and far too many Republicans lack is any empathy, any ability to put themselves in the shoes of those who don't look, and, yes, don't sound like them. When Trump is spouting vile stuff about African Americans, Mexicans, members of the media, etc., it's just talk. They need not respond, you see. It is only when they and their constituents are on the receiving end of the president's bigoted remarks that they discuss